So just back away from it. I want you to start 2 spine crawlers between your hatchery and the mineral line. I want you to set your rally points between the hatchery and the mineral line. I want you to start a queen in your natural. Okay, that is not between the hatchery and the mineral line. That is in front of the hatchery.
Oh. Shit. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. Just calm down. Take a breath. Okay. That one in your main is between the hatchery and the mineral line.
Oh my goodness.
That's not going to really do anything up in your main. Now when you're under pressure like this, have you lost to things like this in the past?
No, I've never even seen this.
You've never been bunker rushed?
No.
Okay. Well, you've lived a short and uneventful life then. You just have to, one very important detail is staying on top of your spending. If you spend your money, you'll be in a better position than if you don't spend your money, obviously. So look, the spine crawler is going to finish, those Marines got to run back to the bunker. Now this next little step in our plan is really important. Make sure that your Zerglings are hotkeyed. You're going to uproot your spine crawler. You're going to move the spine crawler into range of the bunker, and you're going to attack with your Lings at the same time. This has to be done in tandem. The Lings got to go now. Go Lings. And in the meantime, you're building more Zerglings so that you can deal with this, so that you have an army in place to deal with the scraps, the leftovers, because there will be some. The bunker is going to burn down. And so you should be rallying right into those Marines and clean that shit up. There you go. Now, you took some damage here. You made a lot of units. You had to make a spine crawler. You were more invested in this defense than you want to be. However, you are not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. You have a lot of larvae. So you really want to be droning at this point. As a Zerg player, you should know that you would always rather be building drones than anything else. So you're building drones everywhere. You're going to get that spine crawler that's in your main, and you're going to move it down to the outside of your natural. You just started mining gas, which is awesome. The rally points are set for both your hatcheries, which is great. I would reset the unit rally point to the base of your ramp rather than to the top of your ramp. And there's a reason for that. If he comes and he attacks your natural, and he gets position at the base of your ramp, your units will be forced to funnel down that ramp single file, and they will die very quickly. Now, it's very important that you make overlords on time and often. You have 2 on the way, which is fine. Always, always, always get Zergling speed. And you want to start that now.
Should I get another gas for roaches?
If you want to build roaches, you can. But I don't want you to start the second gas until you start your lair. In the meantime, you're using all your money to reestablish your economy and to get things like queens going in your natural. Keep injecting.
I was gonna click that and then I didn't have an overlord.
It's okay. Things like that are going to happen. This is part of playing the game. Alright, so now you can start your second gas and your lair. And I think it's noteworthy that we're playing very blind, and you are very intelligently sacrificing this overlord. So what are you hoping to see with this overlord? What are you looking for?
Anything that he could attack with, I guess.
Sure, just anything to kind of clue you into what he is doing. And
so
what is he doing?
Probably a lot of Marines.
That's what it kind of looks like to me. Now that overlord is not going to get away, so you know that's all right. Make sure that you replace it back at home. Make sure you're injecting. Make sure you're mining from your second gas. Now I'll go ahead and take the gases in your natural as well. And notice this abundance of minerals you have. Let's go ahead and set a rule for you for this day forward. Anytime you look up at the top right of your screen and you see that you have more than 1,000 minerals, I want you to build a hatchery.
Alright.
There's a couple reasons for this. Hatcheries obviously facilitate your economy, but they also facilitate better spending. They give you production. And as we can see, your queen injections are not perfect. You have 120 energy on your main queen and 50 on your natural queen. So you're not going to have an abundance of larvae from your perfect injections. We're going to make up for this by building extra hatcheries. Now you
Add
know
an expansion or in like my main?
anywhere you want. You can expand. You can put them inside your base. You can put them inside his base. You can put them anywhere on the map that you please. But anytime that you look up and see 1,000 minerals, I want you to build a hatchery. You have started producing roaches. If you're going to make roaches, you're going to want roach upgrades, namely roach speed. And an important little higher level thought is the fact that your main is oversaturated. You have more drones mining your main than is efficient. So I want you to reset that rally point to your natural. So just hit your hatchery hotkey. Okay, or you could transfer some, that's fine. And as it so happens, you transferred one drone too many.
Okay, well, that'll freaking have to do.
That's fine. So, what kind of army is he building?
Mass Marine.
Okay, so what does well against Marines?
Roaches and Baneling.
Alright, so let's get some Banelings in the mix. Roaches do fine, but they against very large numbers of Marines, roaches actually are very unimpressive. And I have to point out the rule that we just set for ourselves. What was it?
Oh my goodness, build a hatchery.
Every time that you see you have more than 1,000 minerals, build a hatchery.
Should I keep going?
Well, that doesn't mean build 10 hatcheries right now, but it just means build a hatchery, and then spend all your larvae, and then if you still have 1,000 minerals, build another hatchery. Now, one little thing that you can do that will simplify your life right away is maintaining a hotkey for all of your hatcheries. I don't care what hotkey it is. It can be 0, it can be 7, it can be 1, but you need a hotkey that is your global hatchery hotkey. And this way, when you're trying to macro and you want to just build a lot of units, you can hit 7, S, and then just hold down R, and you've made a bunch of roaches. Try to continue injecting. Now you've been making units, and as a result of this, you have very few drones. So I want you to spend as many of your larvae as you can on drones and rally them all to your natural minerals. And I'll tell you right now, if we can just get you into the habit of better spending, you're going to have more stuff and you're going to be more successful. Continue to make overlords, continue to inject, and notice that you're still not getting down below that 1,000 mineral threshold that we set for ourselves. So I want you to build another hatchery. This is not advice that a Master League level player is going to want to heed, because a Master level player is not going to have this kind of excess money. But if you're not Master level, if you don't have impeccable macro, then just continue building hatcheries that will give you the production you need to make the amount of units it takes to be successful. I promise.
Alright.
Continue injecting, continue making overlords, and you'll see your money is slowly getting closer and closer to where we want it, around that 1K range. I do want you to make more drones. You're going to find that you have tremendous abilities to make units if you have lots of drones. I want you to hit 7. I want you to right click on the minerals in your third.
7.
Perfect. Now, you're below 1,000 minerals for the first time. I'm so happy to see that. I want you to only make drones for 2 injection cycles.
I guess that's 1.
Yep. And then next time your larva pops off, that is a second injection cycle. An injection cycle is exactly what it sounds like. It is a round of injections. After this next injection cycle, you're not going to make any more drones for the rest of the game. You're going to be exactly where we want to be. So, in the meantime, you can do other things like get some more tech. You can get your Baneling speed. You can get Burrow. You can get Overlord speed. You could get a Spire. You could put an Infestor, or Infestation. That's how you say that word. You can put an Infestation pit down. And like I said, I want that second injection cycle worth of drones. So just 7SD. Fantastic. Now you're done. So just make some overlords, and from this point forward, we're just going to make units.
it getting speed?
I would love to see a couple evolution chambers because upgrades make everything better.
Alright.
I want you to go to your third base and I want you to just box about 16 drones. That's 2 lines worth of drones on your UI. And then send those to your fourth base. Make sure that fourth base is hotkeyed. Make sure the rally points are set. And I want you to just go ahead and max out on roaches. Hit 7, S, and then hold down R. Alright, so you're almost maxed. So what do we do when we max?
Attack.
There you go. Now this is important. Listen to this part. When you max out, you cannot get any further ahead. You have used your race's macro mechanic to get as far as you're going to get. Now, the only way you get further ahead is by making good trades with the other player. You go and you lose units, and you make sure you take some of his with you. So let's go attack.
Alright. Hang on.
I will hang on for you, but I do not want you to keep me waiting long.
My bad.
Alright. In the meantime, you want to get an infestation pit built in your main. You want to start teching towards Hive. And what do your units see?
SCVs.
Those should seem like candy to you, so go munch on that candy. Look, there's his army. And what is that army comprised of?
Marauders and Marines.
Yep, so go hit it. Put your Banelings into the fight. You obviously want Banelings to not be behind your roaches. Now, while this is happening, you're remaxing. What is his army comprised of? Well, he doesn't have an army anymore. What is his army comprised of?
Marines and Marauders.
So what is good against Marauders?
Mutalists.
Okay. So what would the next step in our plan be?
Mutalists.
Exactly. And what is the lesson here?
Keep your money low and...
No, that's not the lesson. The lesson is be responsive. If he is making an army that cannot shoot up, build shit that flies. This is the most fundamental concept for a bronze player in the world. Okay?
Yeah.
There's another lesson here. There's a deeper lesson. What could that be? The lesson is figure out what the fuck he's building. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why do you want to see what he's making?
Because then I could counter it.
Exactly. Good. Fantastic. So you just won. You just took a game off a diamond player. It's not his main race. I'm going to have my buddy J-Mag come in and play Terran against you.
Alright.
Now J-Mag is a Master League player. He's very close to the top 200 right now. But his main is also Protoss. So he's going to play a much more aggressive Terran, and he's going to play a much more abusive Terran. Alright?
Alright. Yeah.
Alright. Are you ready?
Yes.
You better not lose to J-Mag. He's French.
He's French. Ready, Frenchie?
Oh my god, J-Mag, what the hell are you doing? Alright, there we go. Alright, so, what lessons did we take from that last game? Aside from the macro, there are two underlying lessons that we just talked about. What are they?
Find out what they have and react.
Perfect. That is the most basic concept in the StarCraft universe, period. Let me tell you what a lot of typical bronze players do. They just build whatever unit they like. That's it. They say, okay, well, I like mutas, so I'm going to make mutas and I'm going to go attack with them. It's going to be fun. And that doesn't always work out when the other guy is going